So today I want to talk about a disturbing and interesting story that I found. This is by the American Freedom Press legal team, and it is discussing a law that I did not know existed called the Riot Act of 1968. So I want to read you a couple little quotations here. This is, as I said, from the American Freedom Press. The Justice Department's revival of the 1968 Anti-Riot Act is designed to suppress unwanted dissent in response to the Charlottesville rally, but the government should put the Anti-Riot Act back to sleep. For the last 50 years, except for one case, the so-called 1968 Federal Anti-Riot Act lay dormant and forgotten. But now the Justice Department has revived this constitutional monster, awakening it because of media outrage over the Charlottesville turmoil. Its revival represents the greatest current threat to our First Amendment rights. I think that's immensely troubling. I don't know a great deal about the American Freedom Press, though assuming that they're not absolute charlatans, the fact that their legal team is writing this, I suppose lends it a level of credential that is a little bit higher than the average story that we bring. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, and if it's exemplar of their content on the whole, they're the good guys.
The article was quite good, yeah. So the law itself was drafted, as far as I understand it, in response to the riots that took place in Washington, D.C. after Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And the first people who it was used to prosecute were the Chicago Eight. And that is a story that was very interesting to me when I looked it up. But basically the Chicago Eight were people that were involved in a big thing that went down in Chicago as a protest against the Vietnam War. And they drummed up these charges on these guys. I believe it was all men. But I don't know if I assumed that just because. So let me...
I'm not sure.
There were 8 persons. It's notable because all of the charges eventually, even though some of them, there were rulings, they got overturned. And I'll throw up, if I can find it or pull it right from Wikipedia, there's an example of a poster that was made in support of these people that I think is pretty interesting. And so I want to read you now, and it's in the article as well, the opening section of the bill. So, point 1, whoever travels in interstate or foreign commerce or uses any facility of interstate or foreign commerce, including but not limited to the mail, telegraph, telephone, radio, or television with internet, not with internet, with intent, to incite a riot, to organize, promote, encourage, participate in, or carry out a riot, or to aid or abet any person in inciting or participating in or carrying on a riot, should be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 5 years or both. The first thing that the legal team that wrote this article points out is that the definition of what constitutes a riot is incredibly lax and open to differing interpretations. According to them, by the letter of this definition, one person with just a couple other people around them for nebulous reasons that picks up a rock in front of a window could be constituted, considered a riot. And the interpretation of that by lawmakers is almost certainly going to be abused. So their criticism of the law is that it unduly increases the jurisdiction of the government, the federal government, to step in and describe what is and is not allowed to cross individual state lines, which should probably be an interstate issue, not a federal issue. They've done this in an effort to control drug traffic and lots of other things that may or may not be good that we can talk about either in a different video or a different forum. So a couple more quotations here from this legal team. The act takes the last step in the process. That's the process of controlling what crosses state lines. It is not an object or a person that is proscribed from being moved across a state line, proscribed from being moved across the state line, but a thought or an intent to incite, to encourage, or to promote dissent and discontent, to rebel. Ironically, these are the very crimes that the founders of our nation and many of the authors of the First Amendment personally committed. I mean, that should make your blood run to ice. This is the stuff. Like, these are the things that the same people who love, they love to just suck on this quote, like, the tree of freedom occasionally has to be fed with the blood of patriots. This idea that I'm uttering this because I understand that truth. No, you don't, because every conservative in the country should be standing upright. Like, this needs to be struck down. This type of legislation is overtly evil. Like, it's overt oppression. There is no, it's not a partisan issue. It's not, I'm a liberal, I'm a millennial, and you're a conservative or whatever. Those distinctions don't fucking matter. This is a law that makes it so that the government can come in and prosecute individuals based on this super bullshit, lax definition of what they're calling a riot, so that they can beat the shit out of minority groups and all of the nameless and small organizations, individuals, and whatever, who are trying to have their voices heard through protest. So the final thing I want to read here is because the act is reactionary and repressive, it's susceptible to misuse and selective prosecution against any politically unpopular group. While it was created to bash leftist hotheads and civil rights activists, the Justice Department has bowed to political pressure and resurrected the act to bash the alt-right. They're going to use this law, and it's going to fuck everybody. This is not right now, it might feel good if they go in and use it to, bash up some Nazis or some alt-right idiots. But it'll come back around when the next group's in power, and it'll be used to stop dissent.